All right, y'all. So the markets are dumping. The Ethereum merge is going to happen, allegedly, in the next 24 hours. Bitcoin has had a massive move to the downside along with the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. What is going on in these markets? We're going to be talking about all that and more today. So make sure to hit that like button, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because things are going to be getting pretty dang juicy. Just like this pair of uneven butt cheeks. Now, speaking of uneven butt cheeks on an upside-down woman, let's talk about the dump that happened yesterday. So, guys, this dump yesterday, we need to get some context for these markets. I'm going to be dealing with Bitcoin right now. Okay, it's the 4-hour time frame. Now, Bitcoin did come down to an area of key support right around here. And from this area, we were able to get into a long. Now, this long trade right here was a long setup that I did give in advance over in my VIP Discord, where we were looking very, very specifically, actually, last Friday, for price to come down to that area. And when we did come down to the setup I had given earlier the day before, we were specifically looking to come down below 18,555 for a bounce to the upside. Okay, now when we get a bounce like this, very, very bullish within the first few days, we need to be watching out for areas of resistance. And as we were coming up, we were watching for areas of resistance. We did take multiple short scalps in the Discord after we had gotten that big move. A few of them, right? I think we've taken 3 shorts from there. 1 scalp here, 2 scalps here. And then here's the thing, guys. We were looking at this short right here from around 22,625-ish. We wanted to see bearish divergences on market Cipher B. Now, that's why I bring up this pair of uneven butt cheeks, because when we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, when we came up to this key area of resistance right here, which just so happened to be the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, you can see that on the 4-hour time frame, we had extremely bearish divergence here. The uneven butt cheek pattern, which honestly, when it happens on the 4-hour, tends to be a swing trade signal, okay? We had it happen down here on the 4-hour, for the long trade signal. Okay, this is a very oblong butt cheek pattern down here. In fact, we can even take out our measurement tool just to measure the butt crack. We had literally, guys, 10 days of butt crack. Can you believe that? 10 days of butt crack is what we had, okay, for a very bullish move to the upside. Now, here's the thing. Bitcoin right now is at a very, very critical level, and we're going to get into the Ethereum merge because this is very important stuff, but just bear with me. The reason why we're at such an important level is because we are once again at the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. Okay, this right here, this zone right here for Bitcoin is kind of a make it or break it zone. Now, this is the area I was looking for support. In fact, Monday, I did give the trade setup to take a long from this exact level right here. Okay, and I did add to my long trade from this exact level right here. I still have the long trade open. As you can see, I have added a little bit to it here. I'm potentially going to add a little bit more to it so long as we don't lose certain areas of support, okay? But here's the thing, guys. Oh, and I still have the short trade set up from yesterday as well. I did short from up here, but I added more to it. Long story short, I had a scalp. I thought we were going to come a little bit higher, so I had a very small position. I added a little bit to it there just in case of more dumpage. But here's the thing. Right now, the reason why this is such a key area of support is because if we are taking a look at the macro range that we've been trading for a long time here, okay, the swing trade plan that I had was I wanted to long down here for a potential breakout of this range to the upper 20s, potentially 30K area. If we are going to continue now coming up from here, this is the major zone that we need to hold. If we do not hold this zone, I'm expecting lower. But if we can hold this zone, then actually I would expect that we could come much, much higher here. Because when we are in a trend, price is never just going to move straight up or straight down, right? It's going to, in an uptrend, we're going to get a big move to the upside and then a retracement. Now, this retracement right here is a very violent retracement, but it was assisted by the CPI data release. So we cannot necessarily trust that there's big money right here trying to move the price of Bitcoin down, right? So I'm looking at this area to potentially hold support for Bitcoin. And we also need to keep our eyes on the S&P 500, which again, the S&P 500 did come down and get a very nice bounce from the golden pocket Fibonacci retracement, bottomed out perfectly when Bitcoin bottomed out, and we've had a big move to the upside. We kind of did reject from this area of resistance right here, and now we have come down. We are still putting in a higher low. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because I like to keep the fundamentals out of my trading, right? That just muddies the waters for me. I'm a technical trader. I look at the technical analysis on the chart, and that is how I make my decisions. Now, right now, on the 4-hour time frame, I do see that we could get room to the upside here. And if we start to pump up, okay, on the way down, we had, if we take a look at a TPO chart, we had many, many rows of single prints along the way down here. So if we do start to move up here, it could be a very fast move up. Let's take a look at the daily chart for Bitcoin and just notice that this zone that we have right here, okay, it's a zone of about from like 22.4. Yeah, I mean, we have this zone right here, 22.4 to 21,740. And then we have this other zone right here from about 21K down to about 20,500. These zones, let me circle them on the chart, are areas where the price moves very, very fast. We have very, very little support and resistance in these zones, and that's why we have had such drastic moves to the upside and to the downside. And if anybody doesn't know the implications of what single prints are, basically it means that to put things into a very simplified, oversimplified way, if we have single prints with a very fast move down, it means it's very likely that we get a fast move right back up. Okay, so coming down to key support, after having found key support at the bottom of a very macro range, finding a retracement on the golden pocket, now finding another retracement on the golden pocket. If we're going to put in now a higher high, this is the support from where we are going to do it from. So this is the context of the market right now. And yesterday I did make a video saying that I was looking for support right at that level. And the next major area that I am personally going to be looking for is going to be this 20K-ish to, I would say 20K, 19.5 to 20K. The reason being we have... Right, so we're looking down to that golden pocket, that 19.5 to 20K region for our next major area of support to hold. We are currently holding that support right now. So when we take a look at some of these higher time frames, we can see that there is still potentially room for upside. We have a trigger wave printing on the weekly time frame. On the 3-day time frame, we have momentum coming up. On the daily time frame, we have momentum and money flow coming up, but we're just printing a low red trigger wave, which potentially could give us something like this, right? That is the potential. Now, I want to take a look at Ethereum because we have the Ethereum merge coming up. Allegedly, within 24 hours, we have these pictures of Vitalik Buterin here. You know, I took some Vitalik Buterin yesterday. I had a headache, so I popped a few Vitalik Buterin, and it really helped me here with the headache because what it does is it aligns your neck and your head. If you have a very skinny neck and you have a very large oblong-shaped head, it can help with the pain that can come along with that. And people always wonder, is he actually singing or is he lip-syncing? I know that when he does his live shows, he's not lip-syncing. He's actually singing live. You know, but honestly, you have to be healthy to be able to dance and sing live. You have to be very, very healthy for it. And I love Vitalik Buterin. He's a cool guy. If I ever met him, I'd be more excited than I was the time that I met Carl from the Moon at the county fair when I was buying a new tractor. But yeah, let's take a look at this Ethereum chart here, because here's the thing. When it comes to news events, we have to understand that the charts, the technicals will always dictate the direction of the price, but the news can sometimes exacerbate that, right? And I honestly believe when it comes to people who trade news events, this is my personal preference and experience, right? That you know, it's like a crapshoot, right? A dice roll, right? It's like a coin toss, right? It could go either way. Buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Is what some people say. Buy the rumor, sell the news. But other times we've seen news come out and price pumps, right? So let's take a look at what are the technicals saying right now. Now here's what makes it a little bit difficult. Okay, When we take a look at indicators like Market Cipher A on the 2-day time frame, we have a blood diamond printing, which historically has been a very bearish sign. The last time we printed and confirmed a blood diamond on the 2-day time frame, we got another, let's see, 16% move to the downside. Okay, the time before that, when we did get a blood diamond as it was printing, for those next 2 days, we came down 25%. Okay, then this other time, the blood diamond as it was printing, from that time, we came down 18%, right? These blood diamonds on the 2-day, seldom do they print, but when they do, it can be pretty bearish, okay? We also have a red dot on the 2-day, which means that very much there is potential for downside here. Now, I want to talk about the, when we zoom out a little bit here, we can see that Ethereum also is... it's kind of been trading in this little range since the middle of July, right? Since the middle of July. Now, because the news can be unclear here, and we don't really know what's going to happen, we need to implement some technical analysis so that we can be prepared for upside or downside, okay? So, Ethereum has been trading within this range since the middle of July, okay? And let's go back to the 2-day actually. When we take a look at this here, we can see that we have very, very important areas of resistance above us. Okay, extremely important areas of resistance above us, which is this. We have the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement coming in right at this key level of around $2,100. Why is this such a key level? Because this has been historically a major, major support resistance flip, right? This was our resistance back in February 2021, flipped into support in April 2021. Support, 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 support. Consolidation, lost, retest as resistance, okay? So the first thing we need to keep in mind here is if we see this Ethereum price start to pump up into these resistances here, we have the potential to put in some extremely bearish divergences on the higher term time frames, right? We do have that potential. So this is something to keep in mind. If the news comes out and Ethereum starts to pump, first of all, I do believe it will also depend a lot on other markets like the NASDAQ, like the S&P 500. Bitcoin tends to follow what those markets do, okay? But let's say Ethereum is an outlier and it starts to really pump. Do not be sucked away by FOMO to try and chase price, especially if you're leverage trading this, right? But be aware that we have key areas of resistance above us. Also be aware that we have potentially very bearish signs printing on some of these higher time frames, meaning like, we have bearish trigger waves, we have blood diamonds on the 2-day, the potential to print bearish divergences on some of these higher term time frames. We need to be really watching for, if we do, let's say, get a big pump up there, we need to be watching out for this woman right here, okay? She is a party girl. She will be hanging out at the club all night. And, she'll be hanging from the rafters by her feet, right? Now, everybody thinks that, we're in an uptrend, right? People think that's it. We're going to the moon. They are not looking up. We need to look up and see, do we see this woman hanging from the rafters? Because if we do, and we're coming up to these areas of resistance, and we are getting some pretty, bearish divergences, just like what we got for Bitcoin, right? Let's take a look at Bitcoin. If we see something like this, right, on Ethereum, as we're coming up to those areas of resistance, just be careful with it, okay? That's all I'm saying. Be very careful with it, because we could be getting set up for a massive drop. Now, if we don't see those things, then I do think there is the potential for Ethereum to have a very, very large move to the upside, okay? This is especially true if we take a look at how Ethereum is performing against Bitcoin, okay? Take a look at how Ethereum is performing against Bitcoin. Now, I just want to point out the fact that we have so much upward potential here for the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. In fact, if we want to see all-time highs for the Bitcoin Ethereum pair, we still have another 100% to go before we hit all-time highs. Okay? Now, this is I think very, very important, because what happened here was we did hang on a second here. I mean, if we take from this low, this is on the monthly time frame, right? We did come down for the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, bounce off of Fibonacci golden pocket, and a lot of people, including myself, have been looking at this as a potential giant cup and handle that if we do break to the upside, and I've literally been watching this thing for months, okay? If we do break this to the upside, right, we are talking about another potentially 100% move on the Bitcoin Ethereum pair, which means that our Bitcoin, Ethereum will be far outperforming Bitcoin, right? Now, it is very, very possible that we are about to break out of this this cup and handle. It's very possible. We look at the monthly time frame. There's still more room for upside here, okay? Even if we end up putting in a massive bearish divergence, there's still a lot of room for some upside right here, okay? And in addition to that, even if we don't get that high, we still can see that, well, actually, before we talk about that, look at this. Okay, so right now we're getting resistance at this more local Fibonacci golden pocket. We've hit into this 1, 2, 3 times. We continue to keep coming up to test this area of resistance, right? If we can break above that, we don't really have much resistance at all until we come up to basically like 108,000 Satoshis here, right? So there is the potential for Ethereum to have a very large move to the upside. If Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, then we can kind of rest assured that it's also going to be doing very well when compared to the dollar, right? It's going to go up in dollar value as well. So my point here is we just need to be prepared for all outcomes, okay? And, you know, I really just want to hammer home the fact that we cannot get caught up in news events and trading news events. Instead, we have to trade what the charts are telling us, right? And when we're looking at Ethereum, we can tell that these levels are very much so respected. You know, for example, on Monday during the VIP stream, we did give this area of support saying, look, this is the next major area of support right here. We had the golden pocket. We had the high volume node of the range. This is where we're finding support, right? We can rest assured that these levels are respected. And so when we come to these levels, right, then we can take a look at our indicators and determine, all right, is there a trade here or is there not? All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you do want to join the VIP Discord where we give these juicy trade setups in advance, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, if you want to learn how to trade, check out the course, learn.jasoncaspertrading.com. These are the 2 trading courses, guys. We have the beginner's course. We have the advanced course. This will give you the blueprint to becoming a confident, profitable trader, because it will give you that point A to point B system so that you always know where you're looking to take the next trade. You won't be chasing the price. You're going to be waiting for the price to come right to your setups, knowing where to enter, where to set your take profit, stop losses, etc. That being said, guys, may God bless everybody in the name of Jesus the Messiah. I will see everybody in the next video. Peace.